यूएन के अंदर हमारे मसले को ले जाने की बहुत बड़ी गलती।
He writes, I attach no importance at all to this little island.
Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India, who is often criticized for his socio-economic model, China-aligned policies, and intense concern for international relationships that ultimately led to lose of own territories. Hey everyone, welcome to Diplodeck. Today we are going to discuss about the two blunders of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru that bagged India's economic growth with a comparative analysis of statistical data. So the two blunders are, first, the socialist path and Soviet-style economic model, and the second is the security lapse that kept India vulnerable to threats from neighboring countries. So let's go with the first one, the socialist path. Jawaharlal Nehru's economic ideals were characterized by socialism. Socialism is the political idea that is based on the belief that all people are equal and that money and property should be equally divided amongst them. Hence, he didn't allow privatization to enter the Indian market and nationalized all the banks and industries that were already set up in India that led to slow economic growth. He even erected the License Raj system in 1951 that had strict rules and regulations for private businesses to set up in India. So let's understand the two key features of the system. The first is, licenses were required for starting and setting up new companies for production of goods, and it wasn't very easy to get these licenses. According to an article by the BBC in 1998, businesses sometimes had to receive approval from up to 80 agencies before they were granted licenses to produce. Now the second is virtually shutting off imports because of high tariffs. For example, the import tariff for cars was around 125% in 1960. Tariff here means the import duty levied on imported goods from foreign countries. So if you want to purchase a car of let's say 10 lakh, then you have to pay 125% import duty. That means you have to pay 12,50,000 rupees as import duty, which makes your total amount to be 22,50,000 rupees. तो जिस चीज के लिए आपको 10 लाख देने होते थे, उसी को इंपोर्ट करने के लिए आपको 22,50,000 रुपए पे करने होंगे. And if we compare this with the current import duty rates, then अब हमको less than $40,000, that is around less than 33 लाख की कार्स को इंपोर्ट करने के लिए 70% इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी पे करनी पड़ती है. तो वही 10 लाख की कार अब हमें 17 लाख की पड़ती है. So there is a difference of 5,50,000. इसी high import duties के कारण we weren't able to import goods and that even resisted foreign companies to sell their goods in India. And इसका impact Indian economy पर ये डेटा से साफ नजर आता है. So India's average annual growth rates of industrial production between 1960 to 1980 was just 4.6%, and GDP's growth rate stood at 3.5%, whereas other Asian developing economies की GDP growth rate above 7% की थी except Pakistan. But this license Raj system was finally removed in 1991 by then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. तो ये था नेहरू जी का पहला ब्लंडर. उनकी सोशलिस्ट पॉलिसीज के कारण इंडियन इकोनॉमी की ग्रोथ फास्ट नहीं हो पाई as compared to the other developing nations. Now his second blunder is being non-tactical. This consists of some sub-blunders which signifies Jawaharlal Nehru's political lag. Firstly, he had this non-aligned foreign policy, which aimed at maintaining friendly relations with all countries, especially the newly independent nations of Asia and Africa. He also sought to establish a special bond with China based on the slogan of Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai. He ignored the warnings of his own intelligence and defense officials about China's expansionist designs and aggression. He was intensely inspired by Gandhian ideals of non-violence and peace. Hence, he didn't invest in expanding military of the country. Also, Nehru's statements on Kachativu Island were even not appropriate. He saw it just as a piece of rock that had no strategic value. Moreover, Nehru's biggest mistake, for which he is criticized a lot, is that he went to the UN regarding the Pakistan's invasion in Kashmir in 1947. And this matter ultimately ended in 1949 with the ceasefire agreement, where both parties have agreed to establish a ceasefire line that passes from Manawar in south. And this is how POK was established. If Nehru had not gone to the UN and instead had taken aggressive actions, then today the POK would have been under our control. So this was the video. If you have watched it till the end and found it interesting, then please like, share and subscribe.